Nina Orlando, and today's wisdom tip is the power of words. The reason I want to share this with you today is because as I've kept moving on through my spiritual journey, one of the things that I have realized is how powerful our word is. That's why in the Bible it starts off with, in the beginning was the Word. And then later on in the New Testament, John speaks to, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and God is the Word. So what does this mean? Well, for there to be a creator, it needs to be creative, because a creator is creating. So in order to create, there has to be a level of imagination. And in imagination, anything is possible. And when anything is possible, then things appear different. There's all kinds of different things. So when you begin to look around yourself, look at your life, look at other people's lives, the experiences that they're having, and you begin to pay attention to the words that they use, you begin to notice the vocabulary. Are we using empowering words or disempowering words? Do we say, oh, I'm so forgetful? Or do you say things like, I'm trying to remember more? Do you use words like, this is a problem versus this is an opportunity? Because when you begin to look at words and you see that they range anywhere from very negative words to positive words, and then everything in between, you will begin to realize that you can change the words that you use, and you will literally have a shift in perception. You will change the experience that you're having. So for example, when I would tell my children when they were little, don't do that, those were negative words. They were basically telling them that they had to stop what they were doing, and it was a very negative, abrupt ending. And that was not uplifting to them, and it was not something that honored who they were as intelligent beings, created as the creator wanted them to be here. I wasn't honoring that they were these divine beings here. So instead of saying stop what you're doing, I began to shift my words, and I began to say things like, would you like to start something else? Would you like to come with me and let's start dinner? Would you like to come with me and let's start homework? Instead of stop watching TV, it was, hey, let's go and start homework. It honors the intelligence that is there, that is moving, that it's doing what it's doing, and then we work in partnership to shift into something else. Words like problem feel to some people like an obstacle, something you got to work really hard at, you got to chip away at, that's going to take a lot of effort. But for the same situation, you can use the word opportunity, which has a higher frequency. It feels lighter, it uplifts you. Other words, simple words, like, oh my gosh, I always forget to turn off the lights in the house. I always forget that. Well, you feel pretty bad that you are forgetful. But if instead you begin to say, I want to start remembering to turn the lights off. I really want to practice remembering things. I want to remember where I left my keys. Then you begin to uplift yourself. You know, Henry Ford used to say that whether you think you're right or you're wrong, either way, you're right. And that's because we create our reality based on the beliefs that we hold. And our words, because they have power, they let people around us know, are we a negative person or are we a positive person? Are we somebody who sees problems or opportunities? Are we somebody who is in competition to see what I'm going to get, which is there's a winner and a loser? Or are my words about, let's do cooperation where it's a win-win? Pay attention to the words that you use and begin to write them down on a list of positive and negative words. And you will begin to see that the more you use words that are empowering, the more you're going to have a life that's going to feel empowered. I used to tell my kids all the time, you are what you think you are. Shifting my thinking was not an easy process, but it has been absolutely profoundly life-changing to have words that I am very deliberate about picking and choosing and thinking that affirm the kind of life that I want to experience. And not that there's anything bad about a negative life, but a positive life where you look for the best in things, where you look to uplift everything, where you see things as the Creator created them with infinite possibilities. It takes the pressure off of other people to conform to you. It allows you to be in the presence of whatever is happening, and you just become just entertained by it. It becomes interesting, it becomes fascinating, and you observe things without judgment when you're seeing it from a positive perspective. By the way, fear lives in this lower vibration. Love lives in that higher vibration. So the more you decide to be positive, and again, this doesn't deny the feelings that we have that sometimes are a little lower vibration, but it allows us to realize that as we shift our perception, we will lift our vibration. It's just the way that it is, because in the beginning was the Word, and with the Word God created the universe. And when God created the world, God saw that it was good. God saw that it was good. So if it was good enough for God to see the world is good, it's good enough for me. Thanks a bunch, and if you enjoyed this video, please share it with at least 2 friends. And for more information that I'd like to share, go to my website, linaorlando.com. I am on a mission to share everything that has transformed me. It has been a fascinating journey. I still continue on my journey. But after 10 years of coaching, lots of clients, over 1,000 people by now who've attended my workshops or I get to personally coach, I have seen the power of our words in action. And those whose language is more positive, it's more affirmative, it's more affirming of the good in the world, they do have lives that feel a lot more enjoyable for them. Thanks a bunch. Have a magnificent day.